True healing and freedom from the effects of unwanted sexual behavior is possible. But for so many, the path has been littered with failed attempts, short-term solutions that don't work, and tons of shame carried the entire way.
I knew Jesus was calling me into the light because it's better in the light. However, I was afraid of the people that were out there in the light.
If you're battling something like an addiction to pornography and you don't confess that to another person, you don't confess it to the Lord, then shame grows.
So many of us live lives running from our shame. We don't turn and face those things.
There are men and women sitting in our churches that have pain and secrets and they feel like they can't tell anybody.
We know the feeling of powerlessness that sets in when you promised you'd never go back to that old behavior, but you found yourself there again.
That's it. I did it. It's gone. Only to go back to it. It didn't last long.
I was binge purging between being at church 3 times a week and serving on the women's team and the worship team, and then going out on weekends and hooking up with somebody.
I would experience seasons of relative freedom, maybe 3 or 4 months at a time without acting out. But even though we had a great relationship, both physically and emotionally, I would find myself stumbling back into the same predictable pattern.
We know the feelings of betrayal and hopelessness that overpowers our ability to function day to day.
Because of the trauma that I was experiencing in my first marriage, my brain was grasping for any amount of control that it could have because of the lies that I was believing.
I was so much in pain, I just wanted him away from me.
I was just mostly in shock.
People would say, "Are you sure you're trusting? Are you sure you're praying?" It would make me frustrated.
But we believe that this course is the first step toward breaking free and finally feeling hope and confidence that change is possible.
And that's why we're so excited about this course. When you really get under the surface of our sexual issues, we find that we are all so similar as human beings. So no matter what your personal struggle is or what brought you here, I believe this journey together will be life-changing.
Because if we want to find lifelong healing, it's going to take an understanding of both. It's going to take an understanding of what's happening in our brain that contributes to our behavior, but also the fact that we need the Holy Spirit in our lives that is going to be active in our healing.
When I stopped and started to experience sobriety and freedom, then the truth of who God sees me as His loved Son who He delights in, no matter what, started to be able to sink in.
This course will combine biblical truth with practical tools to create lifelong change. It's not just about trying harder to stop unwanted behavior. It's about being intentional, going to the source of struggles and allowing the Lord to heal them. We know this because each of us in this course has experienced this firsthand. And we've seen hundreds of thousands of other men and women break free, heal their relationships, and really get their lives back.